Good evening. I am going on the railway I made last episode. I am going to the Monolith so I can go grab some dirt because I am building something that is another infrastructure-based build. I can't help myself, but it will be very, very nice. It already looks nice. I just need to get more dirt because it involves a lot of water. And if you put two and two together, infrastructure and water, then it is something called an EATS road, or Ethos Advanced Transportation System. Basically, you can propel boats with water if it's flowing, and you could make them go as fast as minecarts. Why do people do it? Well, railways, they're expensive because it takes iron, it's non-renewable, but with EATS roads you can use boats, you can use cobblestone to make the rail line, and you can use ladders or pressure plates for the other sides, or to block the water so it can stay flowing. And then all that is renewable, and that's just way cheaper to build. I mean, well, you can only do straight lines, I think. Well, it's just not as intuitive as minecarts with direction, but they are more efficient on straight lines. And that's what I'm building, and I am doing a little spin on it that looks really nice. Because usually people make it out of straight cobblestone, like a bowl tube looking thing, a pipe. I'm making it like a rail track. I'll show you after I get this dirt. Oh yeah, I made this boat elevator right here because I wanted to be able to get back up if I ever jump down, instead of having to walk up here, go all the way up there. I have this. It is an endless elevator. It's endless because I have two boats revolving up and down constantly, and I can just hitch a ride if I want to get up. And if boats are underwater in this version, they propel upwards and do that, which I think is really nice. But this is what I built so far. I built little village houses. The old villages looked like this. They had these houses. And this is a normal house. You can't put pressure plates on fences, so I just did this instead. I'm not sure what I'm going to make this. This might be a storage house or more furnaces, but this is where I'm kind of stationed. Get some materials. Ooh, I'm actually going to take this wood. And then this is a accurate recreation of the village church. This is surprisingly weird to build. Like, why does it look like this? Who designed this? Like, look how it juts out like that. And then the interior's odd as well. Kind of just goes up with stairs. A little ring of torches. You go up here, you get a little nice view of the landscape, the flat landscape. And I've already designated a pathway. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a palace up here, because, like, you know, or like how, like, you know, Japanese castles, right? They're always situated on big old hills. Or not always, but most of the time they're in grand spaces like this monolith, and they usually have a very vast palace, and I want to do that for this. I think it'll look really nice. Oh god, I might... Oh. Thought the boat might have broken there. Whatever. I'm playing on fast graphics right now because my road is situated right at the cloud level, and it just gets in the way with the fancy clouds, the 3D clouds. Oddly, the fast graphic clouds, they're a little higher up than the fast graphic, or the fancy graphic cloud. Let me show you. It's a slightly lower than it is with fast graphics, which I find weird. And there's also less clouds in general, which is good for what this build has to offer, because it is... I've died a few times while building it, because sometimes my pinky gets a little tired when I'm trying to sneak and build. move my hand across my keyboard. But I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm kind of just gonna flatten out this island for all its dirt. And I'm digging my dirt all the way out here because I don't want it to look ugly at spawn, which is where I'm gonna build most of my stuff. I might build like a mob farm out there because of how big that lake is. Other than that, I might not put much out here. At least right now. If I end up keeping this world for a very long time, I absolutely will be building stuff out here. And that's why I like Alpha, this version. It allows me to be creative in different ways. It allows me to think outside the box for things. Especially redstone, because there's no dispensers, there's no pistons, there's no hoppers, no comparators, no redstone repeaters, technically. But yeah, it's very primitive. You have to work with entities a lot, actually. Boats are really helpful with redstone, so is water. You can make mechanisms with water and boats and pressure plates. If you want to like have a secret door, you can use water and it'll flow over to a certain area, and then it'll lift the boat up, and then it'll turn off a pressure plate, and maybe the door will open on the other side. Which, it is really old redstone, and it is nifty, and it's not used today because you can't lift boats with water anymore. You just use piston or, you know, normal redstone at that point. Or observers. Like you till the ground and it causes a block update and the observer would open the door. Yeah, it's just, it's different back then. Use water a lot. That's another thing. Ice is also pretty good with redstone too, if you want to make a secret entrance. Where you have to go up a water elevator. But this is not nearly enough dirt for me. Hold on. Huh. Well, I guess I have to swim up. Well, I mined until my shovel broke, and this is how much dirt I got. Respectable amount of stacks, I think. Doing quick math, I did not count. I guess I have like 12 stacks of dirt. Oh yeah, look, in Alpha, you immediately get your air back when you even go out of the water for a second. In modern versions, you have to wait for it to go back up. I think that's really nice. You can basically have water breathing if you spam torches. But I guess, yeah, I need to fix this boat elevator. I don't know what's going on with it. I guess the other boat broke. Let me just load this back in. Please come up. Please come up right. Okay. I guess that's fine because it would get pushed by this just a tad so it doesn't land on this grass. Okay, let's head back and show you what I have been working on. You mother... traffic jam. We are going to build this transportation system. You can actually get a view of it from this window. Look at that. It'll look completely transparent once I'm done with it. I'm using dirt as scaffolding and also because I need to direct the water. I'll show you, I've laid out some science up there, I'll show you all that. But it goes out pretty far up north. Positive, positive. I'll have a quarry going down that way, and also there's very beautiful terrain down there. And I cannot wait to build over there. But let me head up. This is the temporary way I have to get up here for now. I have to make a station up here sometime soon. Make a boat elevator inside this cave, or not cave, but that build. I actually built that on day 1. But this is what we have. This will be the start of it. But let's go over here and show you some science. One difficulty I've had working on this is the fact that my game, for some reason, This will not melt, no matter how hard I try. You know how torches melt stuff because there's light, or ices melt when there's light. At least 11, at least light below 11, this will melt. It works on this. This used to be ice. It works on this, and it caused this to happen. So when ice melts, it becomes stationary water, which does not move until a block update happens. And the way water normally works is it flows to the nearest area where it goes down one, or nearest hole or whatever. And I made it do this. So this is what I wanted to do, but since ice is just so inconsistent for me, like even the snow here won't melt. I don't know why this happens. I even checked the game's code and I could not figure it out, but it's okay. Because I'm not going to do this anyways. I've already designed it to not do this, or use that. Turn my clouds back down. Yeah, see look, the height is a little higher. But anyways, yeah, stupid ice, I hate it. I sat here for 30 minutes waiting for that crap to melt, and it just didn't. But this is what we have. I have a top layer because if there's snow, then the water will update and it'll flow out, and you know, I don't want it to flow onto my city down there. So I'm gonna have to be very, very careful while building this, which I think I got this in the bag. Let me go grab some more glass for this. Oh, right. So my furnaces. Yeah, I had a lot of glass stocked up because, yeah, I dug out near there. I get my sand at spawn because I'm not really gonna build much over there, I don't think. Except that station, maybe a few other things, like a shrine or something. But I'm not really gonna build a whole lot over there. So that's why I've absolutely decimated all of the sand over there. Still doing that. Well, I'm doing it carefully to where it's not actually that ugly. For example, I mine the sand under the ice, so it's less visible. But regardless, I've decimated the sand over there, and it has caused me to make this. This has already taken me a few hours that I have not shown because I just wanted to just get it done. I wanted to record, but I feel like I did not want to bore y'all with the amount of work that I'm doing on this. Oh right, I need to make another shovel, don't I? Okay, there we go. Got my 2 shovels. Let's pillar this out. Just cause. You can just walk backwards while doing it. And let me tell you some future plans I have for YouTube. So obviously I want to continue the series because this is very relaxing to me. I actually have a modern server I'm hosting myself, a couple other friends at my college and back home. I have that, and I've been pretty burnt out. And when I'm burnt out, I like to shift my focus on other things, and it can be something as simple as just switching your Minecraft version for more simplicity. Because I've been pretty overwhelmed with building, and Alpha does not give you overwhelming building to worry about, because you only get a few blocks and colors and stuff. And I like to build a lot of complex things in modern Minecraft. I am pretty overboard with my colors. Just realized it's nighttime. Perfect viewing experience. Ow. Okay, sorry, I had to fix some recording stuff. The quality should be better. Yeah, I built a lot. I'm actually gonna show some. No, I'm not gonna show any pictures. I'm actually gonna make a video on the world and show y'all, give you a little world tour. My builds are very inspired by B00-100. He is an amazing builder, amazing artist. He uses Minecraft as a medium very beautifully, and I wanted to kind of replicate that style. Well, not his style, but the way he thinks. I like the way he thinks about building, and it's very stress relieving until you're really focused on what you have to build. Is it good enough? And with alpha, I can just throw everything out of the water. Everything looks good enough in this version. You can build anything in this version, and it'll look very, very nice. You can build a nice little dirt hut, green top, and I will call it very nice looking, because I love you. But, in all seriousness, yeah, I just want to step away from that version for now, and work on this world for a change, because I haven't touched this world for like a month, and I like my experience so far. I just ran out of glass. Whatever, let's build with dirt now. Ugh. I got so close to the edge. The end is right here. By the way, look at this terrain, if you can. The video quality. It's just, there's floating islands, there's cliffs, there's arches, overhangs, small little pockets. It's beautiful. It's like a nice plateau, and then even the other side looks beautiful. I haven't touched over there. Might be a few chunk errors actually. But yeah, I wanted to do stuff here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put here, but I want to build here. Because why not? I have too many good spots to build, and I don't know where to start. I feel like that'll be my point of burning out for this world. And once I burn out in this world, I'll just go play the other version. It's really not that hard. If I ever get burnt out on both, then I will try some other stuff, I guess. Especially in those worlds, I might like try to make mini games or such instead of focusing on the building aspect of everything. Minecraft isn't all building. Sure, that's what you always do, but that's not the way you always have to think. You can think for games or pranks or whatnot, but building, you have to do all that. And unfortunately, building, you have to grind a lot. And mining that dirt took me a few minutes. And so will mining the sand, and so will getting a new shovel. And so will getting my items after I inevitably fall off this Eats Road again. In terms of what I actually want to build instead of infrastructure, I have no idea what I want to build. I'm setting paths everywhere, and I feel like I'm going to overwhelm myself with that. But I promise you I won't stop. I will not stop playing this world. I don't care how limiting it is. I'll make mods myself to give myself more creative freedom or opportunity. I'll make my own updates. I am Notch. I want to push that to its limits. Push all the game mechanics to its limits. Push all the color palette. Push all the textures to its limits. Push all the lore, the storytelling, to its limits. Because the sky's the limit. Literally, the sky's pretty limiting. That used to be the build height. Now I mean, I set it to... Come on, load. I'm trying to say some stuff. I set it to all the way up there. So I can build some pretty sick skyscrapers if I wish. That's totally not going to cost me a lot of stone. Matter of fact, that build down there, that is past this glass, that was supposed to go to build limit. This horrifying amalgamation of divots and stuff, that was supposed to go to build limit. And obviously that was too ambitious. I like to push myself. I like to plan ahead. Let's turn the fog down a little bit. I want to build that palace. I'm not really sure how I'm going to make that yet. I might make it out of gold, obsidian, smooth stone. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of those blocks to work with. Oh yeah, let me show you what I was talking about with this. So you break this block. Let's give myself some more of that. Okay, so you have that block broken, and then you put water. Look, it flows immediately to that hole. And then here, let me break this block as well. And then you put it there. Okay. What the hell? Oh, the snow. Break. Hold on. Let me... This is all crumbling. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Okay, let me get rid of the snow. I'm gonna put a ceiling on this side. just so it doesn't update the block. Okay, let's show you. It flows. It'll flow this way, and then you break this block, and then you do it again. And if you get a boat, it'll just go straight, as fast as a minecart. Let me get a boat. Speed crafting. Okay, so boat. I'm dying. I'm dying. Oh, what the heck? Maybe I should have gotten rid of that dirt. Frick. I don't have a minecart to get back, so I have to walk. Ooh, that's a skill issue right there. Anyways, but I guess you get the memo of how it works. You load in a boat and it does its job. I'll leave that there. I'll just walk. My stuff won't despawn, I promise. It'll promise that. Okay, I'll get to you when I finish all the scaffolding that I have to do, and then we'll get to building. Or we'll get to placing the water. Well, after a few hours, took way longer than I thought. Clearing all the snow, building all the dirt, putting all the glass down. That took forever. I ran out of dirt so many times, so I had to go back to Monolith and back. It's 2.5 minutes trip, and then now I have to place the water, and then walk all the way back, and then walk all the way back, and then at least I have 6 buckets to work with. Also, if I mess up this, then repairing it might be a little difficult. God, don't lag, please. Okay, so this version, or this development path of Minecraft Alpha, it's a crazy jump in how fast the development for this game's early versions were. Like, right now, we've been in 1.21 for about 1.5 years or so, and that's crazy because it was 1.5 years from alpha to release. Like, yeah, alpha lasted a few months, and so did beta. And that is just astounding to me because there was so much content between then. Like, before alpha, you could barely craft, you could barely build anything, I guess. And then release, there's an ending to the game, there's potions, there's sprinting, combat's completely changed, achievements, there's generated structures. I mean, there were dungeons, but they added villages and strongholds and fortresses. And it's actually really nice. And also, it was only like 4 people developing Minecraft at that time, and it was really just Notch on the programming side of everything. Everybody else was doing the other stuff like PR and art and music. Notch was behind all this. And he worked his butt off, I'm assuming. I'm not assuming anything, he actually did. And I find some charm into that, because I feel like I'm in his position right now. Like, I really like just toying around with code, programming. Especially with this, I'm basically working off of this version because I've made my own mod pack with just like tinkering with the code. I made the clock myself. Very simple stuff, but regardless, I've just been doing that. Oh, that's weird. But yeah, the hitbox of the player kind of extends. God, it extends into their buddy. Oh god, okay. You just fall off. Okay, yeah, you do you, creeper. I mean, but yeah, I've just been toying around a lot. I love system design. I love making the way things work. I like building fundamentals. I like planning. I really like planning a lot. I like planning stuff. I've been using this program called Obsidian. It's an app that you can really get on anything, honestly. Macs, Windows, phones, tablets, whatever. It's a really good organization app. It's kind of like, if you ever worked with Visual Studio Code, it's just like that. It looks just like it as well. It's extremely customizable. It works with Markdown, which is a type of like text file where it's incredibly customizable with headings and links and stuff. It's really intuitive, and I made a whole system for university that I feel like has done me so much good. The only problem with it is I actually need to I need to constantly maintain it sometimes. No, yeah, I need to constantly maintain like resources, which obviously you gotta do that anyways. I guess it makes it easy for me still. But it's a lot of work if I haven't used it in a while and I need to come back and I'm confused at what I made. But I mean, I have set like guidelines for myself, but I'm not keen on like I'm not keen on reading. I don't like come back to stuff that I write unless it's like super important to me or like any type of present plan that I am facilitating. I don't come back to stuff that often. I always move on. Which I guess that's a good thing. It could be a problem at times if you want a stable life. God knows I can say that my life has not been stable over the past few months. Or ever, honestly. Well, my situation has been stable. Just not the way I live. Because I like to experiment, I like to tinker. And you gotta sacrifice some of that stability for that. Which, honestly, I'll take that trade any day. To not live a mundane life. And, well... it's kinda ironic. I'm playing a pretty mundane version of Minecraft. Like, look around. Not much going on. It's very colorless. But I really appreciate it. I don't care how mundane it is. I'll play this for 10 years. 'Cause I want to be more grounded. That's my topic. I want to be more grounded in things. Because I move way too quickly. And that causes me to never finish things. Never finish projects. Which probably a personality trait. Or just my work ethic. And I definitely need to design a system for myself to use that I can maintain that. Which the way I've done version control in GitHub, that's definitely helped a lot because you get something done and it's like, okay, let's do the next thing. I'm very keen on minor updates. Like if I was a developer for Minecraft, I would have introduced the idea of game drops a long time ago. Because Minecraft updates, they used to take 7 months to a year and a half. And now they drop a minor update every 3 or so months, and it's just better. Obviously, you can get overwhelmed with content because it's so frequent. But overall, it definitely calms the developers down. I can tell because I can tell they really like what they're doing. They get to hone in on stuff and just move on from there. They don't have to burn out while working on an update. Like something as big as the Caves and Cliffs update. Caves and Cliffs update, you think it was split into 2 parts, but it was split into 3 or 4 parts actually. You got part 1, 1.17, which added all the blocks and stuff. 1.18 added the terrain. 1.19 added the warden and stuff, and 1.20 added archaeology. 4 parts to an update. And they could not move on until they were done with all 4 of those updates. You know how long you know how long it took for that all to be finished? They went from like, they planned it, or they announced it. They announced it in October 2020, and they didn't finish it until like, what, 2023, I want to say? Like July 2023, probably holiday that year, maybe fall. But the point is, 3 years working on the same content, you could imagine how much burnout they would get from that. And I just think, no, don't burn yourself out. Burning out is inevitable, but if you work in small steps, it is way more fulfilling because you're so honed in on the small things, and then once you finally choose to take a step back, you'll notice, wow, I've made a lot of progress. I've laid out so much water while talking to you guys. And I'm just continuing while speaking because I'm not honed in on doing this entire thing. I'm honed in on the small steps. Like getting the dirt. Okay, check. Build these side spots. Check. Get out the snow out of here. Check. That's what's keep me honed in on this for 4.5 hours. Longer than that, actually. I've been working on this since like, I want to say 10 in the morning. Probably earlier than that. I'm gonna be real, I've been up since 4. Because, I don't know, I mean, my sleep schedule's the same. I mean, I'm recording this a day after I loaded my previous episode. You can imagine my sleep schedule has not changed since then. I mean, I'm sleeping a tad bit later. But even still like 8. Most people don't sleep till 10 or 11. If they're a normal person. If they're like, oh, heavy grind set, they'll be sleeping at 7:30 or so. And then waking up at 3 and then going to the gym. But what was I on? Yes, small steps keeps you fulfilled. And patience also keeps you fulfilled. I feel like I'm a pretty patient person when it comes to goal setting. The problem, well, my patience runs thin once I finish planning because I actually have to do it. As silly as that sounds, I mean, it's not silly to say. I mean, easier said than done. That's like one of the most said phrases of all time. Easier said than done. I told myself this morning I wanted to build an eats road, and I did not think how much more grindy this is compared to making a railway, even though it is cheaper, even though it is renewable. Well, not this glass, because I'm decided to be a little fancy pants, but it is so much more time consuming, and honestly I like that. It keeps me more appreciative of this world. You are patient, and when you take time to things, you go through like this honeymoon phase. It works like relationships. You go through this honeymoon phase, you're like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna start on this new thing, and then burn out a little bit, and it's just like, I'm bored, I want to move on. But no, don't do that. Experiment, tinker around. Take stuff in different directions. And only move on when you are completely limited, when you don't have any freedom. That's when you move on from anything. Because if you cannot move on and you choose not to, then your life will be miserable. You will hate every step. It's like getting a job you hate. If you hate your job, you have to go there every single day, and you just, it's awful. You don't like it. I gotta walk all the way back because I don't have an infant source here. But if you don't have freedom, you will be miserable, so move on from things. Even if you're like guilty of moving on, trust me, it'll probably be for the better. I'm not an expert on this. I'm only 18 and a half. I do have the mental capacity to tell you that if you don't have freedom, then cut it out. Just get it out, because you'll be miserable. You're like a puppet. And I've touched this same subject on an unlisted video I recorded. It was actually the first... It was going to be the first episode of this world. I was actually laying out the groundwork for that spawn station over there. I was saying this exact stuff, like, you need to not constrain yourself to things. Well, people say to never settle, but I don't fully agree with that. You should settle, but think around it. You should work with what you have and push the limits. That's what we humans do. We push the limits of everything. I'm gonna hold a bucket so I can fill the infinite source over there and then work on this side. Another thing I like to do, this is kind of relating to the same topic, I like to journal a lot. Journaling is very important to me. I don't do it daily because I'm not trying to just prioritize it. I only journal when I feel like it, and that I used to try to do it like daily, and I couldn't make myself do that. I don't like doing time constraints. I don't do time constraints. Deadlines hurt because some ethos here. I am an engineer. I'm going to procrastinate. That is just who I am. I will procrastinate. I am not going to bother much time into fixing that because it's just who I am. They say as you're becoming an adult, your personality, or even learning itself, gets really hard. Change becomes really hard because that's just when you settle as a person. And things get old. Let's face it, things get old. This version of Minecraft's old, but that's not really related to what I'm saying. Well, I can make it related. I'm pretty good with my words in terms of twisting them. I'm not good at speaking though, that's why I'm recording this, that's why I'm doing this, because I can get better at speaking this way. I did not intend for this video to get parasocial, but honestly, I don't care. I can take things how I want. Because this is a pretty long-winded project, this is a pretty mundane project. I mean, when it's finished, it's gonna look amazing. But just doing it, very mundane. Like, look, I'm just digging and placing, digging and placing, digging and placing. I could talk for hours doing this. And hey, it's better than doing nothing. Is it? I don't know, that could be debated. I'm going to fill this in, just so it doesn't spill out. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this, and then I'll have this pour into that, and then go from there. I haven't done nothing in a while. Just completely nothing. Like, complete detox. I don't know how well detoxing works, because I don't really believe in myself to do that. Because I try to stay very connected with people. Because, I don't know. I don't know why I try that. Because it doesn't usually work that well. Oh, I thought that was a creeper. Until I heard a pig sound. I guess it's kind of related. Creepers were trying to be pigs, but Notch failed to make the model and made that abomination. I want to know his reaction when he first made the creeper model. Not the texture. He did the texture on purpose, but the model itself. I want to know his reaction. Like, just just making it after a few hours of just painstaking trying to render stuff, and then making that and just getting so much relief. Ugh, I would laugh my butt off. Ooh, I can't swear on this channel. I don't want to swear on this channel. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Like just finding the silliness and things. It's not all that serious. Nothing's ever all that serious. Obviously, don't live your life like a clown. Live your life like a comedian. That's not that much different, but comedians do it professionally, and they studied the way it works, and they know how to land stuff. Take it unseriously to an extent. Limit. Okay. Limit yourself in that. If you don't limit yourself in that, you might go to jail. Or just be cast from society. What am I saying? You probably don't care. You probably appreciate it. I know what you are. I'm just building a boat road. Don't take nothing from me. A beautiful boat road. I'll put as many adjectives on this road as I like. This is a beautiful road. Obviously not right now. It's got a bunch of dirt. I mean, it looks good in a shape sense. It's pretty mystical. But when it's all done, it's just gonna be glass and water, and it's gonna look beautiful. Oh, I gotta get rid of all this dirt when I'm done. Ugh. You gotta be kidding me. This is gonna be a long video. Okay, I'll have to say this. The reason it ultimately failed, I think I already mentioned this, is because of poor planning. I was just working off the dome every time I hit record. Like, vaguely had a plan. And by vaguely planning, I mean like 30 minutes before I hit record. And it's not that much better. Yes, I do have the 3rd episode on file. I have not deleted that, actually. But for 40 minutes, one of my friends, he was trying to hop on, he was visiting on the server, and he was just having so much graphical trouble that we had to... It was a stupid fix, by the way. All we had to do was update his drivers. But we spent 40 minutes trying to fix that, and it was daunting. I have already hit record for 40 minutes. I was losing time and patience. And I was just like... Well, he was a part of the twist. That's why it was so daunting to me, because I had to get him on. And from there I was just like, this isn't gonna work out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this for what, 5 more episodes. That's usually how long a live series lasts, 8 episodes or so. I don't think I would be able to do that for 8 weeks. And let alone 4, because I can hardly make time for that. Or I can make plenty of time. The energy. I think I want to do this, actually. Extend it further out. Not really sure how I want to do this, actually. Okay, leave it like this. 3 here. Same thing. And leave it like that. It'll be done right here. Oh shoot, I need to light so the snow doesn't appear. It's imperative that the snow does not happen. Well, this is the last link of the chain. It won't be that bad. With that, I'm going to remove all this dirt and show y'all the final product. Well, it won't be final because I don't have a station yet for this thing. Okay, so if I push it onto it, it might just work. Oh yeah, it kind of worked there. Let me make another boat and try to load it properly. I'm going to... I don't want to hit that dirt block because I'll die. Even though it might be better for me, actually. Not if I die, but you get the point. I'm just gonna throw it right here. Get inside. Just inch my way over. I'm not moving. Push, please. Oh god. That wasn't supposed to happen. Let me try one more thing. get it right here, and just push it from this side. Try to be as careful as possible. And just barely touch the water. Make sure it's straight. I don't want it to go on the side and do that. Oh my god, it's actually working. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that is so cool. Look at this. Okay, if I go into third person, I'll just die. Beautiful. And I'm going as fast, if not faster, than a minecart right now. And this is just boat physics. This is how boats work in this game. I might... Okay. I feel like the only problem with this is if I have clouds on, then I won't get a good view. Why did I build it at this Y height, man? Oh, I cannot wait to get rid of this dirt. I'll go through 4 shovels, I don't care. Oh, my lag. I apologize for this lag. Matter of fact, let me turn my render distance down, 'cause you're not really seeing much. You know what, I'm just gonna focus on one side, and then do the other side, and then the top. I'm gonna leave this torch here. Oh, my shovel broke. Dang, I'm on my 4th shovel. Not of today. This is my 6th or 7th diamond shovel today. Shh. We don't talk about it here. We don't talk about it here. No 6-7. It is so nice to finish something so beautiful. Look at that. Get a screenshot. Gotta get a screenshot every day. Hey buddy, you like my road? Die. Ah, frick. Alright, well. 2 hours later, I finished this little thing right here. Basically, when you come in from this side, you hit this pressure plate, it opens this door, and then this one sets free and it goes. And then you come in and you stop right here. To use it, you get in and open and close that door. And then it'll load in the other boat. I think so. If there is a boat right there, it should load it in. But that is this road done. I'm done with this road. Oh, I'm so tired. These stations are temporary though, because they look ugly and nothing's there yet, so we'll save that for later. We'll make a station later. I might do that next actually, because I cannot stand looking at this stuff. I mean, it looks alright, because it's alpha, but like, ow. See, look, that got set free. It's on its way to the other side. Light this up. I don't want monsters to invade me while I'm getting out. Yeah, this is only temporary, this ugly looking place. I was just trying to set this railroad straight, because... yes, 2 hours it took me to do this thing. Had to perfect TS. I'm just kidding, I copied a layout from the YouTuber I'm inspiring this format off of. I'll put them in the description, but they built this system that auto-loads it, and I think it's pretty nice, so I use it now. Okay, let's hit it again and head back and do the outro. If I can, I'm gonna do the outro right here, man. I cannot hit this. Where's the door? Okay. Jeez Louise. Well, that's all I have to show for this. Built this beautiful road and yap to you. I hope you have enjoyed it. This is a longer episode, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.